to see a visionary rise. Them woulda want me dead and buried. Now go in. No, my God is stronger. So I'm not gonna make them hear me.
Fire, what you saying?
Yes, I read, you know? More love.
Serious thing, we are here again, Ballhead and the Dread. I want to tell everybody we give thanks for everyone supporting the thing from those times till now. Please remember, look out, brand new album coming from the one Autarchii, aka the Dread. EP still running hard, disrupting the status quo. Link is in the description. If you get free time, make sure you check out our latest short film, the story of Jamaica's most famous shirt, the Marina. Also, full interview for Dr. Umar Johnson. You want to check that out. And Sunday, we'll be releasing the first interview we did with Paula Herlock in its entirety. So make sure you check that out on Sunday, early Sunday. I'm not going to tell you time, so just pay attention. Early Sunday. Check it out. Check the full reasoning. All right, what we're reasoning about today?
Yes, I. So today we are reason about people feeling that them can pray away bad habits and pray away addiction in particular. Can enough ones overstand say, alright, if you say I go to prayer, you know, we can respect that, you know. We can respect that. But it have to have some form of action behind it for it to carry out. If it to carry out properly. And a them thing they will really want to address and show the people them say this addiction thing with them have it's deep, you know, and you can't pray it way.
A serious thing, far right. And listen, man, we're working on a project, right? And I recently did an interview. I can't tell you what project we're working on, right? But we're working on a project. We did some interviews in Baltimore, and I was interviewing a brethren that is suffering from alcoholism. He's an alcoholic. Can't stop drinking. 26-year-old dude name. I'm not going to tell you his name, but 26-year-old man, right? One, I actually saw some of myself in him, right? I don't think Far I knows, but probably told you, like, I really struggled with drinking years ago, right? I guess you would consider me a functioning alcoholic. I haven't drank since like 2013, 2014. But nonetheless, I give thanks I didn't go down that road in the sense that you just totally lose control and totally controls you, right? Now, looking at this brethren talk, this is not a church man, but I was thinking about my life in regards to church people, far right, and what I grew up around. And you had so many people suffering from different things, whether it's a bad habit or a form of addiction. And they were trying to pray it out to people, far right. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous and irresponsible. Now, some people may say they don't know better, but I would question, and these are grown people that have been doing this for a long time, far right. If you've been on earth for decade after decade after decade, praying, looking for something to change, and it hasn't changed, why are you still doing it? And why are you trying to still do it with the younger generation? Mental illness, far right. They're trying to pray away mental illness. That's a big thing. People suffer from depression. They suffer from all these different things, and you're praying it away. Don't work. Then the people, what I pray also is that the people that they're praying on feel away when it. The people that they're praying for, they feel away now when the thing hasn't poof and disappeared. And we have to stop. Listen, as a culture, whether you're my white fundamentalist or black, whatever, we need to stop doing this. I'm not telling a man not to pray if that's your tribe, but you need actions, fire. You can't just hope for these things to go away because they're not going away. You have someone addicted to a substance or engaged in a behavior that's extremely detrimental that they cannot stop. Because I want to tell you the wickedest thing. A lot of these people, man, they can acknowledge that, like, hey, I can't stop. I can't stop. They can't stop the drinking. They can't stop the opioid. What's the thing out there murdering? The fentanyl fire. Come like it done took over the earth. They can't stop it. Chemical dependence. Their body's chemically dependent on this thing. They take this thing just to survive. This is beyond getting high at this point. This is just to survive, or as they would say, to stay healthy or whatever, right? So you can't go tell a man to go pray away that. Nah, the man needs some serious help. And we need to approach these things in that manner. Obviously, there's a lot of trauma and hurt. If a man drinking or if a man, far right, you ever think about that? I know we make fun of it in our environments, especially the one I grew up in. Very harsh. They used to make fun of people who are on substances, crackhead or drunkard or rumhead or alcoholic, la la la. How bad have you gotten where your life is in turmoil, fire? You can't keep a job. You can't do the most basic things because all you think about is this substance. There's nothing funny about that. This is a serious thing. Forget taking care of your family. You're not even taking care of yourself, fire. Like you've lost you can't provide for yourself. You've lost the place. You don't have a place to live because you're stuck on the substance. The man deep or the woman's deep in this thing and we talk about praying it away. Come on, fire. We can't do that, yeah.
Yeah, the most interesting one when we hear recently said so Jamaica. I've been hearing it of recent. Like a place like Jamaica now, I see so much crime go on and so much killing and them thing there. Youth them a kill after one another. Somebody say, say all we have to do, all we can do is just pray. I know me I pray say the crime stop. Someone say, oh you have to pray say crime stop. I mean, hear everybody with the talk. That means it's a collective speech. We have to have some actions and put some actions into place for crime really stop. Because what really I take, what them people are really show me with all of these things what them I pray for. But them not in action towards, it means say them deserving. And you see this whole concept of thinking I deserve this, thinking I deserve that, the people them need for overstand say. That's not how it works. It don't work the way that you can't just think you deserve of something where you're not actually putting in the work for. I'm not telling you, so you have to face all of these hard tribulations, but you have to have some form of plan into place. And you see them don't have no plan into place, but yet still, them want to earn all these results. So them say, we're going to pray, say this happens. So it's almost like it's a gambling thing. It's a gambling culture. As some you see it, it's like a gambling culture. Everybody though, say, I want to win. But watch out now, the gambling culture we never buying a ticket. The gambling culture never buying a ticket, so them no overstand, so them can't win. And them I wonder why them now win. Why them now win? Here's why you now win. Because you hear that you love gamble, but you still never buy a lot of tickets. So when you see a lot of players, me now win. You never no overstand, so you never did buy the ticket in the first place. So you see the analogy we break it down to.
No, far right. And you know what it is too, man? It's just a reflection of our society in regards to hopelessness. Because so many people have reached a point where they don't want to deal with life. And that's the source of the substance thing. You just don't want to deal with life no more. Some people, any man that drink, listen, I'm a man that used to drink, so I know about the drinking. So I want to hear nothing about no social drinking. I don't want to hear it, far right. Just keep it real and say you want to break from life. That's why you're drinking. That's why you smoking. That's why you doing whatever you're doing. You want to break from life. So let's put that up there because people try to pretty it up and say, oh, I just want to know. You want to break from life. Some people breaks a little lost. Some people want a total break from life as the thing get deeper. So that's the first thing, right? But it's like, I don't know, man. I think we just need, I don't know if it's an education. I don't know if education will help. I don't know if it's an accountability vibe. I don't know if it's just like maybe some people argue that our society is just too rough for people that can't. I know people been drinking still. And people been on drugs. And human beings love to get high and love to drink. So we can't get around that, right? But like far right, when you get to the point where you just lose control. And if someone's at the point that we lose control, all right. You see with the substance thing, it sounded way you can't really help anybody overcome it. You can talk to them, you can provide resources, but until that person wants to stop, they're not going to stop. And I think it's a selfish thing that people don't want to accept. I guess they want to feel they have power to do this when you generally have no power in regards to that transaction. You can't do anything for that person. There's nothing you can do. Parents out there, loved ones, it is what it is. You need to accept it. A lot of times people, what's the term that they use? What's the term they use when you support something negative? you're they like catering to them. Not entitled. Man, my mind went blank. I forgot fire, but it's a term they use in regards to like you're supporting something with some negative behaviors. A lot of times they do that, but it's just like with this whole.
So yeah, indulge.
No, it's not indulge. You're It's a shame I can't get the word for it. All right, but
Overstand.
enabling. You're an enabler, right? So a lot of times you end up being an enabler, right, in regards to what's going on, because one, you don't want to accept it, but listen. I don't even know what to say, far right, tell you the truth. I know one thing, we can't pray about it. I know that's a stop, especially with the mental health. All right, addiction. All right, let's clear it up. Here we go. The addiction thing, I don't think there's much you could do about that, because a person got to kind of go on that journey on their own. They can have a support system, but they themselves want to stop. In regards to the mental health now, right? You need to provide assistance to these people if they're suffering from some mental health issue. Let's stop hoping, let's stop wishing, let's stop praying about mental health. Let's approach mental health as approach mental health like a person broke their leg. I think that's the way we need to do it, right? In the sense that you want to just leave the leg fractured, fractured, you would take it to get reset so it can heal. So I think that's what we need to do. We need that. There is an action for that. I don't think if a man break his arm, a man really gonna just pray over the arm, right? I know with some disabilities they do, but if the arm is broke, they would take it to the doctor. Anyone listen? Go ahead, Far.
I mean, I say, but you know, say, here I go on two things. So when they say you can't do nothing about it, you know, but one thing though, when time certain people have addiction, you can influence it. It's just like music here. I say music not cause crime, you know, but music influence crime. You know, say it amp it up. Like a chain reaction, one thing lead to the next. So you know, say if you just like if you're a positive role model and you see what call a youth and you a keep on show the youth as a sort of thing for go. The youth then now can end up start take your pattern and just continue to improve your pattern certain way or try and mimic the pattern there. And then on the mental health part right now, here are the problem with the mental health part right. Most people not even know what mental health is really, much less even gauge it. So them can't even gauge what the level of mental health. Cause just like even most of the youth them where smoke and them have to have grabber in them herb. Them can't smoke herb without them grabber because what? Them addicted to the tobacco there, and if them go even 30 minutes or an hour and them not smoke, just know say a trouble. Them brain, them don't know what to do. Them start go crazy, man, and say, yo, how am I gonna do this now? So them never understand say that in itself is showing say you're very, very dependent on this thing where you can't function without it. That simply means say you need to seek help, because if you're addicted to something where you can't function without, what will happen when you go this long period without it? And it's not like it's a positive type of assurgency. You see me I say? So enough time of them think that the man don't really know how to gauge it. People don't really know how to gauge them things, especially in our culture when it comes to mental health. You know that go already when I want to say, boy, probably a soft thing or whatever. But overall, still the people the main point again, the people really need to understand say, every single thing we do, you have to have words, works, manifestation for you. So it have to be a sequence. This thing right now is our next addiction to be so dependent upon prayer. I saw me I put it there for you. That in itself is an addiction.
That is an addiction. And there's certain addictions I want to acknowledge that people just disregard. When people think about addiction, they just think about basically drugs and alcohol, right? But you can have sex addiction, porn addiction, video game addiction, gossip addiction. Just you got the negative addiction. Some people are just consumed with negative information. Every day the world is in it and everything's so terrible and this and that and searching out bad news. There's so many different forms. Bad food fight, that's a form of addiction. You can have other unhealthy addictions that you think are actually good, where you're actually doing something good, but you take it too far where that becomes a problem. Because in the essence of life, everything needs to be balanced. You just generally need a balance to survive and be healthy. And if you find yourself in a form of addiction, right? Don't let nobody lay no hands on you. this other stuff, right? It ain't gonna do nothing, yeah. But the first thing you have to do is acknowledge, like, yo, this thing kind of got me away. And you yourself, I think acknowledging is like the biggest part. I think like that's the biggest part, even acknowledging, like, man, I have trouble with this particular thing, or I feel away if I don't do this thing. After that, you got to create a system to change your behaviors. More than changing your behaviors, you have to change your environment. What I learned with the drinking, right? When I used to smoke, I smoked by myself. So I wasn't really no social smoker, right? But there was a whole culture with this drinking, and I had to distance myself from that culture. And when you stop doing things, you're going to lose a lot of friends, or so-called friends, or associates, or peers. So don't feel no way, because the basis of your relationship is that substance or that activity. There is no relationship. It's your drinking partner, your smoking partner, your partying partner, whatever. The basis of the relationship is not that deep, because all the conversations are probably based around that activity, or they happen after you take that substance, and that's the vibe. And that's why the addiction is so hard for a lot of people, because if you're in a certain environment where everyone's on that substance and you're not able to remove yourself from it, it's very hard to be around that thing every single day and not partake in it. Because Farah, rehab is like 99% failure rate. Yeah, Fire. Look it up, man. It's a serious
So
thing.
it's a whole market. Rehab is a marketing thing. It's a marketing thing, you know.
And insurance, because insurance, I think, like, they're probably paying like $900 to $1,000 a day. So in their business model, it don't make sense for you to leave. They need you to come back. Anybody that been to rehab gonna tell you they've been there a bunch of times. They haven't been there once, right? But yeah, in regards to that addiction thing, man, it's like you have to just get different habits. It's just habits, in a sense, habits and environment, and you have to change it. Some people are so far in where, I guess they have to detox and you need some form of assistance. But even with the assistance, you need to want to change within yourself plus the assistance. And there are a lot of things you have to deal with. I know in the past we spoke about going through the wilderness and those dark things. Like, a lot of times you have some undealt with things, some torments. I don't like using the word demons because it has a religious connotation, but you got some things that's really troubling you on the inside that you have to deal with, because this is basically what's going on. Because you're not dealing with that, you're dealing with the substance. The substance keeps you from dealing with that. So it's like you're in this kind of running away thing every day. It's there. Obviously it's there. So that's what you're trying to stay away from. Until you acknowledge those things and try to work through those things, right, you're just going to stay on the substance. And the thing with the substance,
them need to start say prayer as an affirmation. That the connection that them need to make. So if you are praying, it's supposed to be like one of them affirmation, the way I tell yourself, so you go continue. Because I really the same thing, when I want prayer, it's just that them just add a little religious piece to it, and then have the word with them I say, and them attach it together. So it's really that. Because prayer is just a word we're out right now. We say, yeah, man, but them talk about them just call a name before it and then make this sentence after.
But far right. In your context, it's a healthy way, right? Affirmation, because the affirmation would be followed by action.
Action, exactly. So if them pray the way, them can't see that.
But the way the prayer is taught and the way it's practiced, there is no action. I'm over here.
Change it.
Yeah, I'm over here, and there's no responsibility on my end. And this outer being's gonna just change everything, and it don't work, far right. And we need to move away from that and approach life. And the next thing too, I think, will flop out most people is that stop looking at this scripture, this Bible, as this word thing, fire, and look at the allegory, the stories or lessons you can learn from it and move from there. They taking this thing as a literal thing and it's flopping you out. It's not working. It's not made for that. It's not made as a historical text, all right? That's not the purpose of the thing. Take what you can from the stories and apply it to your life if you can, if that's your thing. But stop trying to take this thing as a literal sense. Like this man walked across water. All right, then.
Is a psychological spell. That's really is a psychological spell impart on the people them for you. So you say everything what they say, it all boil down. And the why make you feel like, why do I feel like say that probably we need to do a podcast on Edward Bernays, because people need to understand, like when a PR thrown out to them, they need to understand say when you capture it and it start deal with your life the way they, understand say this say literal, everything the thing in the world is not literal. Only some things are literal, and literals can only take place through action. So if literal things can take place through action, then what the ultimate thing we have to go towards? The action, them not really connect it. So it come like, sometimes I feel like it's just a switch in the people in mind sometimes. Like it arc. You know what science always tell us electrical engineering tell us if you turn off a switch then the circuit open. Like the people, and then when you close the whole switch now, you see me I say, I'll close the circuit close. Most people they don't really make the connection they for close. You see me I say? So I just that really, but me just, it's like sometimes I feel like it's even a reinforcement or some need to hear some I love you or say we appreciate what you do, and them need to hear that from somebody. Me feel like sometimes the people them just missing the one encouragement that where them supposed to have. And it's like that we have some love. And sometimes I feel like some of the people them just not get no love. So them just, what, I wish this happen, I wish that happens until them end up as some prayer said that I got happen. Alright, now I start believe, say I the prayer them have to go depend upon. So sometimes I just all the love to same way. So and the more ones get this straight, we not bash prayer, so we know once I miss come, no people disclaimers they always have to make. We don't know people really made them hear certain words and then brain just panic and feel like say go against certain things. And then I understand so that's a different reasoning. If that's the way I go, we have a different reasoning for that. But we are talking about praying, trying to pray away bad addictions. I really want to emphasize that for once I really listen for you. Bad addictions, we are talking about praying away, not this aspect of prayer. So you have to put the two of them together in order for even a response to the reasoning the way. You see what I say?
Serious thing and hoping things away. There's too much sitting around hoping fire. Now we know some people life rough and terrible fire and they need to escape, but the escape thing is like, listen, fire, we don't think about death enough. And I think we need to think about death more. I think if we did, we'll cherish.
But now I think born of death no more enough for your life. I think, boy,
listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I think we need to think about death more in the sense of the finiteness of our life, and we'll embrace it more and live it to a higher thing. I think people could think they got all this time out here, and it's not a lot of time like you think in the realm of space, And it's just like you have to like cherish your life. You can't, you just can't have your life all twisted up, You just can't, And I think people need more. What's the term we would use for it? The hope by fire. I think it is a hope in a sense. They need more hope, but they need actions to make the hope more realistic in a sense. I can't just sit and think things are gonna change.
Them need more art, as we call it, nice street. That just them need to belly up and know so you have more art and certain things can happen and we can do it. Because I think the people are fearing of fire.
Confidence, all right, that's the term.
Yeah.
We need more confidence for a brighter future, But as I said, we were interviewing a Bridget suffering from alcohol, like really suffering from this man, a real alcoholic. He just got out of detoxing drinking already, man, a real alcoholic. And it just pushed my mind to think about, man, like how many things I saw where people just really have real issues and they try to pray it away. And it's destructive because not only is it destructive to them, it's destructive to people around because you have them, they themselves are just praying blood and fire. I saw this fire. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. I went to a Pentecostal church for a while. And Pentecostal church turned up to the max. Tongue talking and praying. And I saw people really struggle because things were taking place with them. Things were taking place with family members and they were praying, and it never changed. And they themselves now all kind of, they confused now because, you got the whole faith vibe and this and that. Not understanding the connection between affirmation, as you would say, and action versus just affirmation / prayer.
And that's why enough people mind change from all the God with them have, man. Cause I them thing they make enough, it end up when it can crash down upon them too, So them did I tell all of this time I give a whole heap of different arguments about this to religion or in a heated religion debate, and then when they realize that certain things don't work out, now it end up affect them so bad. that it lead them towards a next form of addiction. So you see, it's like a bounce round, it depends on which addiction. So that's why I would really like the people to take heed of listening, like even more than that anything over here. So like, I really don't want the people to take heed of the listening and just for overstand say, yo, anything you there them a deal with. Makes if not action that they behind it, it just don't make no sense, and it will lead you to a next form of addiction where you can go cross and across and across, so, and beyond to even where you notice, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah, because I know for a fact the numbers in Christianity have been declining tremendously in America, though they have been rising in Africa, right? But a lot of people who leave, they don't leave because it don't add up, right? In regards to the text and all those things. I don't think they reached that point. I think the problem is in regards to their requests haven't been met. I think that's the most destructive part in the sense that like it's a constant letdown in regards to their requests / prayers and certain outcomes. And, you know, if we look deeper within, there's a disconnect between the amount of effort that they put in versus what they looked at, input versus output, you know, and you're taught within that space that just by requesting or having faith that dictates the output. But that goes against the laws of nature because there's no input, you know. So, man, anyone out there struggling with something, just know that, you know, you are worthy, you are deserving of a good life. Yes, to stop the thing will be a rough road, but you definitely can do it if you want to do it. And more than anything, you have to want to do it, right? Another thing I notice people struggle with is the boredom of being sober. Life is very bored to them, you know. That's why, hence what we said earlier, you see all these things tied together, far right. You remember we were talking about purpose? All right, you see if you stop that substance, far right, and you don't have no purpose, life is pretty boring. You know,
reality.
life is pretty boring because I just know as a man, I used to burn herb when I used to lick chalice, right? It's like, fire, when I used to burn herb and drink, tell you the truth, yo, it come like I had an arm over my shoulder that night. Yeah. That company. We just gotta be truthful. Other people probably experiences too. It's like I had company, you know, and it's just like I was bored. Yeah, I was doing stuff, but I didn't really have no purpose too tough, you know. So I'd have just boredom, 2 sec fire. I'd have just boredom and just like enhanced my life, and everything was enhanced in regards to music, eating, and all these things. So that was the vibe I was under. But what happened is now, remember, I didn't have a purpose at the time, but I would still be successful in the eyes of people, right? One more thing I want to say, which is funny. You know, people ignore your addiction as long as they benefit from you. As long as you're not like tearing up the place and you taking care of the most stuff, people ignore it. Because I was in retrospect like, yo, I'm a man always had a drink in my hand, yeah. I remember, listen to this, far. I'll never forget this. Listen. I used to drink clear liquor too. So when you drink clear liquor, it's a serious problem. If I ain't talking about no mixed drink, I ain't talking about no beer. I'm talking about vodka. I'm just gonna put it out there. If I used to drink vodka and lime, that's what I used to do. Right, hot, warm, whatever. I went to a Stephen Marley concert at Irving Plaza. Right. Then them times herb was illegal. Right. So what I used to do was roll up some spliffs and put it in an Altoid box and just keep it in my pocket to go in. Right. For you know how the concert start. You can't smoke prior, but once the concert starts, you can smoke. Nobody bother you, right? Because I know everything is legal now, it's whatever, but back then that wasn't the case. All right, you know, and some more big spliff I used to get. It's 2 big as and about 4 drinks. How long the concert? An hour and a half? This is I don't know why I say that to be like fire. You know, nobody say tone down. Nobody say you going too hard. And bad enough because, you know, I go already just drive home. You know, it's nothing and they just used to it. But like, because I wasn't no loud person, I wasn't rowdy or nothing true. I'm just within myself chilling. Nobody saw it. But I don't know. Me analyzing now at the time, they probably go a little too hard right now, yeah. But that was just a basic night. That was, you know, you get what I'm saying? That wasn't nothing out the norm, yeah. That wasn't nothing out the norm. White rum, Appleton, straight hot. Not no coke, no ice or nothing. That ain't herb, and we just there chilling, and it's just like no one ever said nothing, yeah. No one ever said a word to me, yeah. Yeah, it's a terrible, and I understand now how entertainers get so deep into the thing because these people are benefiting off of, right? It's like I guess they don't want to rock the boat or something, so they don't say nothing. But it's like a true friend would tap you on the shoulder and say, "Yo, fight the thing out of hand. Yeah, you tone it down." Even if you said it, that one it's kind of tricky in a sense because even you said I want to tone it down anyway, because that's what I'm dealing with. Until I wanted to tone it down, I want to tone it down.
A man, I go say a bad mind. Sometimes you teach all somebody something for you. If you draw back on some addiction, you go hear some man bad mind and them thing that to scar. Sometimes the people them have so much denial about the addiction that them find new ways to start tell you say to tell you things. So you become bad mind as one. That's a one example where most people say like a grudgeful, you tell them something about what can benefit them life. Them feel like say them in a better position than you financially, which is everything is based off of finance in a film world. And you can't give them nothing, so them have to say, accomplish like them. So when you show them all the reason never get crossed. So the addiction is a carry. So the addiction fueled by ego. And really ego the addiction fueled by none, but enough ones just don't want to say it, And that's why that's so come to know, so like when they show them back all drinking thing, it's very important because they're reasoning like this now. It'll show them say, yo, you can do better with yourself and you can start pre-life from a more holistic aspect same way. So I say, even if you have an addiction, make sure so you're aware of the addiction. All right, me can't talk about addictions from my perspective, right? Mr. Man, I love high grade. See, Mr. Man, I burn my high grade. But it means that man, if I get up now, I can go all 3 months now, tomorrow, if I feel like I can just go 3 months and I have to blaze a high grade. Next day now, I can have burn it for whatever time in 5 days out of the week, out of the 7. And it just, I can rotate it to ever what me feel like. And if me reach one stage, when I feel like, say, this make me sit down too much right now, when I have to get up and go out there because I have so much thing to do, I have my foundation to set. And let it go, I let it go in the fire. I don't want nothing to do with this, Because you see this right now, this will bring me down, and it will stop me from carry out the action there. See that again? The action me need to carry out. So I not deal with that. But you see, if it has something where they just a think to themselves, is this something that I am benefiting from? I'm say benefiting, I not talk about from just a financial aspect. Because every time people in here benefits them think financially for you. What about you on a holistic aspect? Oh, are you benefiting from this? What is this doing for your life? Is this stop you from being more productive? Even that in itself alone, I'm for sure you're fire. So them thing that the people them fear think, and I tell the people them that first and like how me interact with my think. I have a habit. I know my habit. I'm very aware of my habit in every single instance. By like that's why me can't tell you. I'm not gonna come tell you about something women I know about.
Well, Farah, you said something earlier, or you just said something earlier. You spoke about the now, right? And people are in denial about the substance, right? But people are in denial about the pain that pushes them to use the substance. Now, I think 2013, 2014, I stopped drinking. I actually stopped drinking when I stopped eating meat because I didn't see the correlation. I was like, Farah, if I'm going to stop eating meat and clean up my eating, it doesn't make sense to drink. That's why a lot of people throw me off with this drinking thing and they talk about they are some plant-based vegan thing, whatever, right? Cool. Smoking thing now, for anyone who wants to know, I stopped smoking in 2016 because of Profi, Barrington Reynolds, right? I was with Profi and Autarchii. It was in the early morning. We went to a Jack Ruby anniversary, right? It was a Bridget smoking. It was a Bridget smoking in the car. The Bridget, he said, fire. Said, right, yo. He said, why you in there with all this smoke in my face, right? The Bridget said, he just trying to hold the vibes. So the man said, you can't hold no vibes without smoking. I said, every evening there, I'm holding some vibes or something with some spliffing and trying to easy. And like, man, I can't feel comfortable within myself. I wasn't drinking now, right? Because before it was the drinking and the smoking, right? Cut out the drinking, but I still used to smoke. And I said, B, CEO, the band really touched my spirit when the man said I can't. Because everything this vibes and I want to relax and this and that. And, I said, yo, this thing really captured me. And I had a whole heap of herb at the hour show. I had to go get that away and gave my chalice away. And I had the vape thing. And I had all these equipment. I think all my crusher and all these things away, right? But let me jump back. Yeah, people are in denial about the substance, but they're not in denial about the pain. And in retrospect now, because you need distance from time and space with certain things to really analyze stuff. And what I noticed is that, bro, I was going through a lot. I was going through a lot that I wasn't processing. And then and to kind of, it's like numbing. It's almost like I was using it was a numbing agent. You know, I was just numbing it instead of dealing with it. And I will tell you this, I've been through many hardships since I stopped drinking and smoking, right? But the difference now is that I'm able to process it and deal with it and just deal. That's one of the things too. I just want to deal with life here. I just want to feel like anyone who does anything, you don't feel life anymore. You don't feel life because life is always blocked. You're always using the substance to block the good and the bad of life. You're not really fully feeling the good of life also. I know you're trying to deny yourself from the bad, but you're not feeling the good like you could when you just saw your natural heights and your natural self. And like, I've actually been through harder stuff without it than with it. And it's like, I'm just able to get through it because when I embrace it, I acknowledge it, and it is what it is for. There's nothing to run away from. You know, I just deal with the bitterness
Yeah,
of life
yeah,
as it
have
is.
your own company, your own meditation without nothing outside. Cause anytime you have to depend upon nothing else, fire. That's
No,
not in a trouble.
it's a serious thing, and that's why, like, you know, yeah, I know people. It's hard for me to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just have a view of people who like use something fire in the sense that, like, you'll acknowledge to say, all right, you use something, right? But this thing where they try to present it like it's nothing. It is something. There's something there because it's just like, why are you doing it? If you
Just think every man of a med says a habit fire, but when the habit, it is a habit. But
You know what
anything
I'm
we do
saying?
continuously,
Yeah, because it's like you drink all the time or you do this, and it's just like, why do you need that? You can't tell me that you're so on a height, so you're so balanced, and like if that's the case, like why are you using it? I don't want to hear it far right. I hear these people all the time, and this and that is just like you're using that for a reason. As a man, listen, I'm telling you, and it's not no better than nobody or nothing. I'm not coming to you with that type of energy. I'm telling you, as a man, I used to use substances. Thankfully, I never did no flour. I never did no heroin. Only thing I did is drink and use herb. And give thanks I never touched those things because due to the personality that I had, probably being a serious problem, yeah. So as a person that did these things, I don't want to hear about, no, you're using it for a reason. And I highly recommend that you try to get through life without it. Try to get through life with just yourself. And you need to find different things to do to cope. That's the thing. You need different coping mechanisms for life outside of brain. Outside of brain. You need different coping mechanisms because life's gonna throw you those curveballs all the time. You know, and like the substance thing don't work. Far right. It don't work. It don't work. It don't work. And the drinking thing, yes, this brethren I saw him drinking, but I think when we talk about addiction, they always talk about all these hard things. All right, alcohol, one of the hardest things you could be dealing with. Yeah, we take this alcohol thing so simple. When people drink, it's pure mix up. Then all this fighting and arguing because the meditation off, yeah. A lot of our people have dropped it early because they drink all the time and they drink hard and they can't conduct themselves. The weight, I have more weight on when I used to drink. Yeah, I used to work out. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, workouts wasn't even the same as it is now. Sometimes I'm waking up late, need nuts by the time I wake up. Mashed up, drinking. So can a man tell me about drinking, yeah? You know, it's like a lot of denial out here. It's like a universe of denial. Just because it's legal don't make it sure it's right. And as far as I said, if you burn an herb fire, you know, to say you're not really on the heights like you're supposed to be and productive as you need to be. You may wanna you may wanna reflect and hey, all right, you see this thing too? This is why this thing dangerous. You see when artists burning herb and all this thing about this being creative and all this fire, this give people a lot of distortion still, right? Because for whatever reason, yes, they are in a field where they probably can burn herb and make a profit doing stuff. You're not in that field, fire. You on a 9 to 5, or you in a business vibe. So you need to be as clear as you can. And that's the next thing, fire. You want your mind clear. I gotta protect my mind, you know. That's the next vibe. I gotta protect my mind and my thing being sharp. All right, my mind been much sharper since I kind of load certain stuff and eat properly and live a certain way, you know. Yeah, I need to talk to some of the people that knew me from before. If I know, if people still don't believe, people that knew before still don't believe I don't smoke. If I'm around people around smoke, obviously I'm around the highest grade all the time and all that. Far right, no. Far right, burn herb around, man. I never smoke around this man. Far right, I tell you, so it's not a hypocrite, dude. Any man been around me from those times in the last since 2000 never saw me smoke nothing. It's not like I'm around. It's just like it is what it is. You know, that chapter's done. You have a strong personality in a sense. You know, I know I do have that to my advantage. But as I said, it's not a hypocrite thing I'm talking about, especially with the drinking. My wife could tell you, you know, never drank. I haven't drank since then. You know what I drank one time? A hard seltzer by mistake. My cousin, and the thing nearly dropped me down on the floor. Sparkling, because I don't drink soda, but I drink sparkling soda. So I just saw the sparkling thing on it. So I was drinking this fireside seltzer. That's how you know the blood clean. What the alcohol content in that? 0.1. I just started feeling weird and a little wheezy. It's here. Look, hard seltzer, you know, everybody laughing. But I was proud of it because what those that's gonna do? I need probably 2 glasses of vodka to kind of get me a little shaky, you know. Then I drink one little thing, but now we say all this to say, man. As I said, it's just encouragement, same way, you know, and it's just for you to feel.
You have to hear it direct, man.
Yeah,
Them can see the thing and feel the energy. As you said, the reason and just come talk.
Yeah.
Where one's really has some positive view that try push the thing.
Nah, serious thing. And this drinking with your friends all the time, fine, can work. Smoking all day can work because here go the next thing with the smoking, all right? The average man, all right? Because I know when these topics come out, it's just not listening to denial, all right? The average person who smokes, after you smoke, you do nothing. You're not doing nothing, fire. And but let's keep it a buck, right? You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything productive. And I want to hear about your meditation and your thoughts, because your thoughts probably off too, because your meditation already off. So the smoking just gonna push up meditation really off. Yes, so it's not like you gonna smoke and be on no heights or nothing. You're not on no heights because your meditation already off fire. So if you're smoking every day and not being productive for a good 2, 3, 4 hours every day, compound interest, that's 24. That's about 28 hours that you're awake. That should be non-productive. If you were to switch that around and actually work on something, prior, you'll be way ahead of the game. Yeah. And I'm not talking about economics. I'm talking about on yourself, on your purpose, which can lead to economic benefits. But you'll just be a better person, and you'll be better for those around you. And you'll be a more disciplined person. And that's why I like the eating thing. Listen, this plant-based thing is not too much. I'm not no animal rights person. You know, no disrespect to animals still, you know. But this is not about no animals. This is about discipline. One, I'm not eating the standard American diet. All right, that's one thing. And it just gives you a certain level of discipline and militancy to know that, say, yo, I'm not eating certain things. I'm just not eating certain things. For if it's certain places I just can't eat nothing. So why the next man brain all burnt out, your mind clear, this man can't compete with you. You up early working out, breath fresh and all this. This next man smoking and drinking. This man can't. It's not. People can't compete with you. You're there eating. You're there spending time with your family. It's a different heights. It's a different movement. We spend a lot the drinking, or the flower, whatever. As I said, I can't remember. I only can speak on smoking and drinking. I've never did the other stuff, but it applies and even worse. To the flower burn out, they brain right. If I know enough people on the fly, they mood all off and they brain all burnt out. I'm not really too around heroin people like that too tough, so I can't really speak on that. I know people used to smoke like crack when I was younger, and that's a totally different animal, right? But the average person,
when they must get it jug certain like so crack people move fast and cocaine people move fast, and then you have heroin people move extra slow. So them end it's like two different type of mission. Them not nothing at do fire. Them not have no greatness at do. Nothing at all keep beneficial. Alcoholic people they even have a clue what really have going. Them surrounding, them even aware of them surrounding fire. Nobody can't tell you anything but at the reality fire like them so in a them local zone. And things, even man up on herb to see him we some cast enough man that's the realistic but wow. Even though we don't want to mix up herb certain way with them thing that but it's just reality where through addiction we are talk about. And we know enough ones addicted to that and we never see a benefit to come out of it for them yet. And the man I tell us as there is a meditation fire. Which meditation fire? Where's the meditation? Well, if you talk so much negativity at daytime and you talk about meditation, or if you mix that up with meditation is like it's an a man say, oh, the herb am a medication, but when you look upon him in the carry himself, right? And meditation out of sync. You see me I say? Enough ones now pre them thing of fire. That can't be a medication fire. It's a destroy.
And
You see me I say?
And far right too. The next thing too is that in regards to it impacts a lot of aspects of your life, right? A lot of people they're struggling in the bedroom too with alcohol. Yeah, I think you know I hear that I've never used it, but I heard a lot of people use the flour with the bedroom. And that's a recipe for disaster because first of all, you're not supposed to be taking that stuff, right? And if you're using that to perform, kind of run into a little jam because if you can't get it, you can't perform. And as you use it more, you're gonna end up using it more. That's the whole point of these things. Hey, some of these things we're not supposed to use, yo. I'm a man who used to love to drink. Listen, I used to love to drink. Let's put it out there. It's nothing. It is what it is. I used to love to drink, so I could understand a person that loved to drink. That was my twist, drinking, right? So it's like a lot of these things, you end up loving it, and it turned. I didn't get to the point where I didn't like it. I was doing it just to do it. So thankfully, I got out. I got out before that time. So I didn't get to the point where I was just drinking. I didn't want to drink, but I was drinking. I never got that. I enjoyed drinking, right? And I reached the point, say, fire, this thing got to stop. But a lot of these things is a curve. You do it, you just doing it. Then all of a sudden, you're doing it more and more. Then all of a sudden, you don't like doing it, but you have to do it. I have to drink at night to just cool off. Can't function. I need my drink. No, fight that can't work, yeah? That's full-blown dependence. And we don't want to be in that position. They have too much control. Got way more control over you than you have over that. That can't work. No, it's a serious thing, and it's just too much justification, fire, too much ration. Everybody trying to rationalize these things. I see some people drink. As I said, it's not a judgment thing, fire. It's not no. What's the term they use? Not trying to be better than like. I don't know. It's not trying to be better than people. I'm not saying that at all, right? It's not, oh, I'm better than the person. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that these things are not helping you, and it's not helping the collective fire. And I'm just tired of people trying to justify certain behaviors that's detrimental. A lot of these people, a lot of these public figures are full-blown alcoholics. A lot of these dancehall artists, a lot of these reggae artists, a lot of these rappers, every time you see them, they're drinking. Why is a man drinking at noon? Why is a man drinking at 2 p.m.? Why is a man drinking when the sun is out on a weekday? Something is wrong, fire. No, fire, it is what it is. Something is wrong. Why are you waking up? First thing you do is smoke an herb. Something, what they call wake and bake. Why are you doing that? Something is wrong. Yes, when I was doing it, something was wrong. You get what I'm saying? Something was wrong that I was doing these things, fire. Something was wrong on the inside. But everything is cool. There's nothing cool about it. We have this dependence it's trending. What happiness can you have when you constantly have to drink if you have to smoke all day? Then you got the nerve to go talk to somebody about peace and happiness. How does that correlate? You yourself are using something to get through the day, then you got the nerve to talk about peace and happiness. And you don't have no peace and happiness if you're not using that thing. People need to go look into these things, yo. Then the next man now that's younger, figure he gonna get peace and happiness and find himself in problems. Because whatever's bothering him, all right, whatever's bothering him or her, they never dealt with. What the gang say? You run. You say you running away, but you can't run away from yourself. It come like a losing battle. Everybody trying to run away from you. You can't run away from you. The thing still, whatever's bothering you is still there. I know that the buzzword is trauma, but obviously there's something bothering you. Right? There's something that's unbalanced. And I'm just encouraging people to say, hey, yes, life is rough. We have a lot of traumatic experience. We have a lot of hurt. We have a lot of pain. We need to deal with that now. Because as a person who lives without substances, it is possible, it's doable, and it's more beneficial, it's more joy. All right, listen, when I stopped smoking, I started, I went through a period where, I couldn't, find joy in the most basic things in life in regards to, nature and stuff without herb, because it's that was I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just you just don't have ability to enjoy the most basic things in life. It's like all sensories are shut off without it. Then when you lick it now, the sensories come on. Then you gotta keep on, you gotta keep smoking or drink whatever you're doing to keep the sensories on. So you're gonna go through a period where you gotta get your sensories back naturally. I think food plays a big role in you have to distance yourself. Listen, I guarantee you right now, if you're a smoker or you're a drinker, I guarantee you're gonna lose 90% of the people you socialize with off the bat. Boop, first off the bat. Because if you reflect on your conversation, you're not talking about nothing. Because when in retrospect, the people I used to burn herb with, I didn't really burn herb with, but if I did burn herb, our conversation was based around herb. Literally. Or it wasn't no deep reasoning to that. I'm not even gonna lie, there wasn't no deep reasoning. And the drinking thing, that drinking the environment thing, especially if you go out, you want to hear drink and talk and socialize, so you get caught up in that real quick and it really bang up your pockets, tell you the truth, fam. So I see people when they get drinks, everybody turn into a millionaire. Right? Beer buying drinks for everybody and all that, and slapping on the credit card. That's the next problem, yeah. So not only do you have the emotional problem, the physical problem, you have the financial problem. And anyone listening know that's the case. All my people there buying bottles and carrying on. The thing so dread right now, I hear people are splitting the bill to buy bottles. So say me, you, and 3 other people go out, all 5 of us split to buy the one bottle. That can't work, fam. If you can't buy your own bottle, I don't think you should be buying a bottle. I don't think you should leave your house and be splitting no bill with nobody to buy it. That defeats the purpose. Thursday night drinking carousing, Friday night drinking, and enough problems too in a personal life between STD and baby mama drama and all that. The substances play a key role because your mind not working properly, your hormones out of control, and you end up doing stuff you're not supposed to be doing and have a lifelong thing of problems for it. And can't no man deny that, no woman deny that. A lot of the relationships they have or the interaction they have with certain people was done under the influence of a substance. But it's pure problems they got to live with right now. And can't nobody deny that. Can't nobody deny that, yeah. Thing not clear. What they call it, spirits.
Reality fire, nah, straight reality.
All right, what they call it, spirits?
I'm saying the spirits,
Yeah, but they're not lying because the spirit get pure foolishness.
Nah, serious.
All right, we gotta laugh. No, but on a serious note, right? I know this argument turned into something different, right? Now I keep beating no dead horse, but this the basis of the thing is, listen. If you have a struggle with addiction or a bad habit, all right, let's touch down with reality. First thing you need to do is acknowledge it. And all this praying this thing gonna wash away is not gonna happen.
Sometimes them have to hear it first and the way that to sometimes it make them get a full different type of relation to it. Because when time is a drastic, yeah, we can show it from two.
No, big time, And I didn't tell you about the drinking thing in the sense that why I stopped. As I said, well, I didn't say. Oh, I think I mentioned. When I stopped eating the meat, when I came to the conclusion to stop eating the meat, right? Muda Baruka played a big role. I was reading that, believe it or not. Carter Van Pelt did a interview with Muda Baruka. That's why it's such an honor for Muda Baruka to be on I Never Knew. People don't understand how wild it is for me, because this man played a vital role in my life. Carter Van Pelt did an interview with Muda Baruka like early 90s, right? Somehow they got on why he doesn't smoke or drink. And why he doesn't eat meat, why he doesn't smoke and drink. And for what the man said really kinda made sense, And like it was drastic for me because we talk about I'm a carnivore fight. We talk about barbecues, we talk about ribs fight, we talk about everything, steak, butter, everything, right? So people think of me now, cause when he transitioned, people think he crazy fight. So people probably think, yo, this man went off the cuckoo net, chef. But yeah, when I did the food thing, it didn't. Even though I was still smoking, the liquor for some reason it just didn't make sense. I wasn't ready to stop smoking. That's the issue, right? The liquor thing I could stop, but I wasn't ready to stop smoking. Hence being ready again, right? I just wasn't ready to stop smoking. But then I said, BC, even with the smoking now, because at one time, 'cause I used to do grabber, right? Backwood, I'm a backwood people, all those things. I was on the chalice towards the end, the steam chalice, because I figured that was healthier, right? Whatever. But yeah, it's just like it didn't make sense for me to drink and try to clean up my eat. It just didn't correlate. So I stopped the drinking, right? And then I go through no withdrawal and I just stopped. Yeah, sometimes you have a little vibe for it, but I just stopped, But that's my personality too. That's the next thing. And everyone's different. Some people may struggle longer. I was just able to stop, right? And then my brother would say, that's not the norm, so you can't use that as an example because I could just stop stuff, right? The smoking thing now at the Profi, for me, I think the smoking was harder to stop than the drinking, right? I don't know why, but the smoking more was harder to do than the drinking, even though I like drinking more. I think the smoking was the reason that the smoking was correlated to like a relaxer in the evening in a sense, right? I guess that was like my downtime. I would smoke. But yeah, that's the thing, man. Like I don't know. I don't think like if I'm trying to eat and live clean, I don't see where putting smoke into my lungs assists with that. I don't see with drinking a substance that my body is not made to flush out properly assists with that. So if that's what's important to me, I have to do away with those things. And on top of that, as I said, I just want to deal with life. I don't want no assistance. I don't want nothing helping me with life. I don't want any, how you got the things if you go bowling, you got the bumpers. I don't want no bumpers, yeah? You know what I'm saying? The ball go in the gut, it just go in the gut. I got to deal with that. I don't want no assistance. And like, my life has been better and I just been like tougher in the sense that I just deal with life. Whatever life brings, the ups and downs and the turnarounds, there's nothing, I just have to deal with it. I just have to embrace it. Some things some things I have no control of, I just have to let go of. There's something I can work on and just keep it moving. But I personally don't want, and I just don't want any assistance. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm saying that properly, Far, but I just generally don't want any assistance, And as I distance myself from it more and more, I realized the BS I used to say to justify what I was doing. Nobody told me about smoking a herb when I used to smoke a herb. Could nobody tell me nothing about smoking a herb, yeah. I had every answer, I had every justification, I had every argument. Drinking, same thing, Yeah, even though I may have 5 drinks in 3 hours, I didn't see it as a problem. I wasn't bothering anybody. I wasn't getting in any trouble. I was making my money. I was taking care of my responsibilities. But in retrospect, that's kind of wild, yeah. That's kind of wild. I was able even to stand up consuming that much alcohol. That's how you know that the tolerance was way high. Way higher than it should. All right, the tolerance is way higher than, all right, that's the next thing too, people. Some of y'all tolerance too high, yo. That's a red flag, yeah. That's a red flag. The tolerance is too high. A lot of people brag about how they could drink this and that. No, that shouldn't be the case, right? Shouldn't be able to drink so much and stand up and stand clear. It's not a good thing, yeah. It's not a good thing. Listen, right now, we could do it on screen. Right now, if I drink one drink, I swear I throw up, mixed drink too, watered down drink with any alcohol, because the blood clean. It's virgin blood we dealing with right now, yeah. I couldn't drink no mixed drink years ago. That come like water. What's that doing but wasting my money, huh? We need to go straight to the source. No ice. With a little lime. That was my twist. Grey Goose and lime fight. That's how you drink all day. You know, so I don't know. Share it with you guys. Hopefully influence someone to kick back on what you're doing. Stop lying to yourself. Stop living in denial. As far as I said, if you're doing these things and it's not beneficial to you, you may want to stop. I just know, like, breaking down the time, I'm a highly productive person, right? And I was always a highly productive person when I was doing those things, right? But I'm very productive. I'm very productive now. I'm a better person. Obviously, I'm a better father, a better husband, right? But if you're doing these things, and don't complain in the sense that about this in life, because you have so much time that you could be working on certain things that you're not doing. That you hide and sitting around. And you shouldn't be sitting with a bunch of dudes smoking. That's the next thing. At least when I used to smoke, I used to smoke by myself. I'm not gonna go sit around a bunch of non-productive men smoking every evening. Fire, this can't work. I don't even like chilling around men, you know. It was not with my lady or my young one, you know. That's how I move. But like, you gotta kind of change up certain behaviors. And I think a lot of Flacco say, yo, Ross Flacco, this brethren, man, they tell me like, yo, there's so much things to do in this time that we have on earth, you know, and it's just like a lot of time is wasted. And I think a lot of time is wasted drinking, watching TV. What kind of productive life is that? Everybody unique and special. I know you got more to provide to earth than you drinking and watching TV and talking about people and smoking and playing video games. That's a big thing, the smoking and playing video games all day, yeah. From teenager to adult, 4 or 5 hours every evening, smoking, playing video games. What's that? 35 hours for the week. That's crazy. 140 hours for the month, smoking and drinking. I mean, smoking and playing video games. You know, so as I said, people can say what they want about it. I know everybody want to justify what they're doing, but can't nobody tell me nothing different by it. If you're smoking or you drinking, you try and take a break from something. And if you're able to do it in moderation, I don't know. I think it's best just to do it without it, personally. It's best to, especially now with all the craziness out there, keep your brain clean. Try to protect your brain and keep it from infiltration with substances. One more thing I want to say, Farah. You see this up and down with your emotions is not good, yeah? That's one thing I learned too with the smoking thing. Not too much with drinking, but from smoking. This kind of, not necessarily for me, it wasn't feeling down, but kind of, you know, not in the best of spirits, than going up here and going back down there in a short period of time, which is unnatural because it's not like a natural vibe. Not good, yeah. It's not good. That roller coaster is not good because most people will acknowledge, especially for smokers and drinkers. As I said, I can't talk about the flower and all these things. I'm going to talk about what I did. They're usually miserable fire when they don't have nothing to smoke or they don't have nothing to drink. Miserable, yeah. Can't nobody say nothing to them. They don't. Yeah, they don't want to hear nothing. You know, I wasn't to that point. You get what I'm saying? I would kind of, you know, but I wasn't in the best of spirits with the smoking, without the smoking. But I wasn't like miserable like I seen other people. Some people just miserable and terrible without the smoking, yeah. Or they drink it. You know, they have to drink to kind of be functionable or for people to be around them, and that can't work. Yeah. Can't work. You know, but that's my story with the bald head for all of those unaware. Yes, I used to burn herb 24/7. Yes, I used to be a functional alcoholic, highly functional alcoholic, right? Used to hide it. Used to drink all the time. And I learned a lot from the experience. As I said, I never been to no AA meeting or nothing like that. But yes, I had a very close relationship with her. Very close relationship with alcohol. We had a divorce, right? We haven't been back together since. Same thing with herb. That was another marriage. So you can say I had 2 divorces in my life, right? I had divorce alcohol, had the divorce to marijuana. I don't promote people smoking. I promote you living life without any substance. I think it'd be beneficial for you. And I believe people could disagree. I don't believe in social drinking. I don't believe in drinking once in a blue moon. I don't drink and smoking once in a blue moon. I don't believe in using any substance, mind altering or emotional altering substance, a natural thing. Use some cacao powder or some maca powder or something, or some ashwagandha. You get what I'm saying? Or some ginkgo biloba, that type of vibe. Yes, but in regards to this other stuff, no, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and the thing you're trying to block out or run away from is still there. That's the wild part. You take a break from life and the problems are still there. And actually, the problems being enhanced depending on what you're doing, because you're literally you're not acknowledging and trying to deal with the issue. You know what I'm saying? Say it again, Fire. Oh, now I was saying, that, yeah, you're not dealing with the issue, but we give thanks for the reason the same way, and we give thanks for the support. I know it was a long one. It wasn't intended to turn into this, but it is what it is. Yeah, we're just working with the vibes, and I do encourage anyone with a substance to first acknowledge if you do have a problem. If you do have a problem, there's work to do, and I'm pretty sure if you actually put in the work and want to change, you can change. So yes, it's harder for some than others, but it's just a decision you have to make and a road you have to take if you want to have a better life and just be a better you, And as I said, I didn't speak on other things. I know other things are probably harder too. I've read things that say alcohol is the hardest thing. I don't know. Then some people say the cocaine, the heroin, all these things. Some things you probably shouldn't touch. I don't know if I would have touched something else if I would even be here, but I'm here. So, but I do encourage for my drinkers. I don't know about that too much, all right? And the smoking thing, people don't want to hear the smoking thing, but I don't know about the smoking thing too much, to tell you the truth. Like, I think you get through life without smoking. Especially be among some ancient Rastafari, like Prophi and Empire that really don't. And the man don't burn herb, I think some people just saying these people really don't burn no herb, You may eat it, or like a little tea once in a while. They don't smoke no herb. And they do the tea is once in the blue moon. They're not on no tea every night. So when you touch the tea, that puts you down too far, right? The tea is a serious thing. And if you put any type of fat in there, like some coconut milk or something, you're right to sleep. That thing very powerful, So, but if you get time, make sure you check out EP from the one Far Right, Disrupting the Status Quo. New album coming soon. 4 Reasons from the one Dr. Umar Johnson. And we give things, hopefully this reason helps someone out there. And hopefully it could kind of, make you look into yourself and just say, I don't need this thing, I'm good. And I could get through life and just be on the heights.
Rise, look how them kill the donkey Marty. Just because them want to break the land and free the money. Patches the mumba get killer. Even though we never did, I do no wrong still. Escaping by the night. I've got to leave this sight. Leaving out a room. You know me want go home. Escaping by the night. I've got to leave this sight.